Hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay. Prepare to paint along. Grab a brush, grab some paints, grab a model, and paint along. Have a great time. Let's get rid of these unpainted models. Paint up our models, have a great time, get some work done. That's the spirit of Painting with Jay. And as always, I'll just ramble as I always do. So let's get started. As always, I'm working on my Tyranids. I might be taking a break. I think I'm going to be taking a break from Tyranids in the upcoming weeks. Maybe I'll take a month off from Tyranids. I'm painting on and off for 5 months now, so I've gotten a lot of work done on them. But I think it's time to maybe focus on another army, get some work done on them, and we'll see. So let's get started. This is the last week of the May Painting with Jays. Last week of Tyranids for a while, I think. Yeah, let's get started. Hey everyone! So today I'm just going to work on some bases for the Tyranid models I've been painting over the last few weeks. They're all done, nicely painted. Good to go for the table. And this base is actually for the flying monster creature that I made a while ago. I forgot its name. That's okay. Yeah, and today I'll be just finishing up the bases. And then I think, as I said, I'm going to take a break from Tyranids, maybe for a month, maybe 2. I've been painting up Tyranids for a while. That's okay. I'm not burned out of Tyranids, but I just want to give some of my other armies some love, because they haven't gotten any love in a while. And, yeah, you know, it's good to mix it up, paint some other models. And I've narrowed it down to a few other things. I've narrowed it down to a few models, as I said, of what I want to do for the next month. The first choice is, a lot of people keep sending me orc lists. I better just correctly make sure it's zoomed in here. A lot of people keep sending me orc lists. And that's cool, but they involve trucks, and I'm not a big truck user. I have a bunch of trucks, but none of them are painted. So I might just set up a challenge that I paint like 6 or 7 trucks in a month. That's my goal. You know, just build trucks, paint trucks, get a bunch of trucks done. So, but the only thing is, with 7 trucks, like, that's not a lot of points of models, but it's a lot of, trucks are one of those models that the amount of work it takes to actually paint it up decently has no reflection on the amount of points it'll play in a game, or the amount of time it'll stay alive in a game. Trucks are bubble. Like, they pop so easily. There's little bubbles that transport your guys, you know, and then they die so quickly. But as I said, people keep giving me lists to try out, and I don't have any, so I can't do the lists. And it'd be fun to just be able to try them out, and yeah. So as I said, I have like 6 or 7, so I should just build them and then get them all painted up and nice. That's one option. The second option is Dark Angels, because my Grey Knights are actually looking pretty good. My Dark Knights, I think I have a list that I like to play with that's relatively competitive but fun for Grey Knights. For Dark Angels, I've been using Deathwing for so long that people keep saying, why don't I get those Ravenwing going? And again, I have 18 Ravenwing from 6 starter sets, and they would be pretty fun on the battlefield. I don't have Samuel, but I do have Azrael. And it would be cool, because as long as I have Azrael, I could bring Azrael instead of Belial. I just got to get him painted up. So he could be a painting tutorial, for example. And then for the Warper for free or something. And then I could paint up Azrael and then paint up, 18 bikers. And then, ooh, that's a bunch of Dark Angels painted up. And that would actually pretty much conclude all my Dark Angels that I have. Other than I gotta get together some Knights. By the time I get the Knights actually together, they're gonna be useless, or nerfed, or just updated. Of course, rumors are that a new Space Marine Codex could drop soon. So what I'm thinking of is checking out the rumors, and if that is the case, I might actually start my Space Marines, because people keep saying I should paint up, I just got it on his tail, right there. Oops. People are saying that I should get my Space Marine faction off the ground. I've already painted up a Land Raider, a Rhino, and Lysander. So that already right there is like 500 points. And I have the rest of a Mega Force. So I have a couple of tactical squads, a command squad, a dreadnought. You know, that would be a good start to a Space Marine faction. I just, I got to figure out what I want to do for my studio armies right now, because I have a bunch of studio armies, and I don't know if I would really want to keep expanding on my studio armies, or not the number of them, but I really do want to. Like, Cult Mechanicus is coming out this weekend. I love Scutari and Cult Mechanicus so far. So they're just awesome looking armies. So I might want to collect one of them. I could do Space Marines. Of course, I already do have Dark Angels and Grey Knights. But right now, Dark Angels are really, other than Deathwing, which I love to run, they are not they're not a top tier army by any means. Right? I play them for fun. I like Dark Angels. I love the story behind them. I don't play competitively anyway, but it's not a competitive army. You know what I mean? They're so overcosted right now for what you get. And I'm just hoping, obviously they're going to remove, I'm pretty certain they're going to remove the ability to take Deathwing and Bikers as troops, but they'll probably bring formations, like a Deathwing formation, and a Ravenwing formation, and then you'll be okay. And you can just run them as elites without needing troops. You'll probably lose objective secured, but you'll get some like death. I'm guessing that they'll just give them the Deathwing Assault will become maybe like a special rule that you get if you bring the formation. And that'll be it. You know, I just don't, yeah, that'll be their codex eventually. I'm kind of curious, because if Space Marines are next, it's crazy, because Space Marines came after, like, they're already did Eldar, so if a 6th edition codex has already been replaced. Where are the sisters? I don't know. But, so 6th edition, so far they've done Eldar, which Eldar was not the first. Eldar was like the third or fourth codex. Space Marines, right? Were again not the first or the first two codices of 6th edition were Chaos Space Marines. Chaos Demons was pretty early on too, and Dark Angels. So. But they're already tackling Space Marines, which makes sense, because Space Marines is just such a huge, you know, if you replace Space Marine Codex, you know, you're guaranteed a lot of people are going to be buying that Codex, because Space Marines are by far the most heavily played faction of 40k. I actually I realized that maybe I didn't give myself enough work for this video. We'll see. Well, we're 7 minutes in, but otherwise I'll start assembling some guys. So we'll see. I'm just, because right now I have a lot of points of Grey Knights that are, I do have a lot of points. I wouldn't say a lot of points. I have probably 4,000 or 5,000 points of Grey Knights. Not a lot, right? I have 7,000 or 8,000 points of painted orcs. I have probably about 8,000 to 9,000 points. I haven't done a Tyranid. I'm gonna do if I decide not to do Tyranids next month, I'm gonna make a video just showing off my Tyranid army that's currently painted and looking good. Because, yeah, that'd be really cool to do. Just to show off my army, because I haven't done that in a while. It'd be cool to show off how many points I have of Tyranids. And I don't have that many points. I'm guessing probably 8,000 or 9,000. I have about that same in orcs. And I don't know. In Dark Angels is probably my smallest now. Probably about 3,000 or 4,000 points of Dark Angels. Between 3,000 and 4,000 of Necrons. I just got to get my Decree and Detachment finished up, but I've been kind of postponing it lately because I'm busy doing commissions and just trying to save up money, frankly. You know, I've been finding it hard. I have so many models that need painting. I just don't, it's very hard to force myself to buy models right now. Which is what I really love about these Painting with Jays, is because I've been getting so much work done. It's really nice to see the lack of unpainted models in my collection, right? It's just been great to see the amount of work done. And, you know, as I said, for Tyranids, I'm actually really in the home stretch. I have a bunch of little models left, maybe like 20 Gaunts and Hormagaunts or something like that. I have some Gene Stealers, though I don't even think I'll paint them up. I already have like 35 Gene Stealers. I don't think I need another 8 more painted up. Not in the short term, at least. Not until I do something with Gene Stealers. What else? I have a Tyranids I need to put together. I'm going to convert eventually one of my Trigons to a Moloch. That's about it. And I gotta paint up a Sporocyte. I don't know what they're called. Drop pod. It's assembled, but it didn't make the cut for painting yet, and I gotta get that done. I might use it in a game unpainted, or I'll just slowly paint it up over the next couple months. Because I want it for my battle reports. It's a great thing to combine with the Dimacaron or the Toxicrene. Because otherwise it's really hard to get your models to the opponent. But if you drop them, you know, in your opponent's deployment zone, they're there. And then they, you know, you just got to survive one turn, and then they can just run amok and start shooting things. So essentially you just drop them and then jump them into terrain. And hopefully they survive a turn, and then they start eating things. That's the first step. Took me 10 minutes. Oops. I probably have enough work to do for a while. We'll see. Yeah. Speaking of the Toxicrene, he's in this season's, the first season, which I've started filming. The first season of my face-off tournament. Now, the face-off was actually a warp-only series, but I want to show people what's in the warp, as well as just give more content to the free people as well. But I thought I always wanted to do the tournament, so I figured out the 16 candidates for at least the first season, and I announced it. The video, I think, should went up about an hour ago, so it's probably up right now, and I just started uploading about an hour ago, so it's probably already got comments now. Today's Thursday, by the way. I'm filming on Thursday. This will probably not be up till either Friday night or Saturday, just I'm busy tomorrow. And I have to edit it and stuff, but I'm busy tonight later as well. And tomorrow, I hopefully have a friend coming over, Mike, and we're going to film some battle reports, one for my channel, one for his channel. That'll be fun. It's really cool when I can do these cross-channel battle reports, because I don't mind ever contributing to other people's, because people contribute to mine all the time. You know, it'd be very unfair of me not to contribute to other people's. So, that way everyone wins. And he's a really good guy. He's my partner in Brawl in the Hall, so he's a good guy. Sorry, and then, so this, back to Face Off. So this season of Face Off, I already started filming the episodes. The draw, basically what I did was, I released the 16 candidates technically today. But people are really, I think people are going to be biased towards certain guys. I did ask the question, who do you think people will win? And I'm curious to see who they think will win. And also, I've already started filming, so I know who's been eliminated already. Only a couple episodes so far in the first round have been filmed. I'm hopefully going to get Stu. If I already filmed this before I meet Stu again, Stu and I will just film a battle report, but Stu did volunteer. I just have to get him over here sometime to film the episodes for Face Off. But maybe some will be with me, but just by myself. Some will be Stu, but it's okay. I don't rig anything. Nothing's rigged at all. Like, I don't care. I have honestly, I don't want to rig the results, because I want the results to be as genuine as possible. And I want to see who wins. I'm very curious. I don't want to rig it so that one person wins. I want to see who wins. I want to take this as scientific as possible, and just have a great time. I don't care who wins. It doesn't have to be a character that I love. Like, I love almost every character in this tournament is a character I love. And I painted almost every one of them. And I put my heart and soul into painting them. And it's just, I want each one to survive and win. And I'm an Orc player at heart, and I'm a Grey Knight player at heart, and I'm a Tyranid player at heart. So, and I'm a Dark Angel player. Here, I don't think it's going to be Belial. I put Belial in because he is one of the best, he's basically the best close combat guy the Dark Angels have, other than arguably Samuel or Azrael. But Azrael wasn't painted. Azrael would be in next season. And so I put in Belial, Thunderhammer Storm Shield. Now, he hasn't been filmed yet. His episode. I know who he's up against. And he could win first round. I just don't see him winning the entire tournament because this tournament will favor individuals of certain types. For example, Eternal Warrior is going to be favored because Eternal Warrior is much harder to crack than non-Eternal Warrior. So that favors like Lysander, Abaddon, Godskull Thraka, technically the Wraith Knight, Drago, who else is Eternal Warrior? Let me think to myself. Karn doesn't. Abaddon does. Drago does. Dread Knight does not. Wraith Knight technically, because it only does D3 wounds instead of, because it's a gargantuan. Inquisitor Kotias does not. Avatar does not. Toxicrene does not. Stormlord does not, because Tyranids with Eternal Warrior, come on. Godskull Thraka does. The Morkanaut kinda does, because he won't be instant, I don't think he's gonna be instant killed that easily. But yeah, so I'm very curious to see who does well in this tournament. And I'm gonna include as many new people in next season's tournament. Like, I'm already gonna put Uriel. I already have Uriel, and he'll be in next season's tournament, hopefully. Either Uriel or Eldrad, one of them will be in. And Azrael will be in. Lilith will hopefully be in. I want to get Lilith in. She was the one I really wanted to get in this season. I couldn't. Mephiston and Sanguinor will probably be in. I really want to get a Nurgle Demon Prince in, because the demons weren't represented at all. The Chaos Space Marines were, because I got Abaddon and Karnan. So. So that'll be good. There we go. Mud done. Let's start with some snow. Yeah, I really didn't give myself enough work today. So I'll start on the next... Oh yeah, there's still a Toxicrene base I can work on after this. And I'll keep working. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, so certain models will be favored. I think the Swarm Lord could do really well. He's going to have to go through some tough competition, though. Yeah, he's going to have to go through some tough competition. Drago will probably do well, depending on who he faces. Now, the thing is, though, which some of you may not know this, because it's been primarily in the warp. Drago has faced a lot of opponents so far. And he's won a lot of opponents, but he's also lost against certain opponents that are in this tournament. So he could win the tournament. People keep... most of the preliminary people I've been asking, I came up with this list of people about a week ago, and I've been asking some people in my local shop, who do they think will win? And most of them have been kind of on Drago or the Wraith Knight. The Wraith Knight, because the Wraith Knight has Stomp, and Stomp is going to be incredibly powerful, and also Strength D, which is going to be very powerful. But, excuse me, Drago... Well, the thing is about the Wraith Knight, that every one of these guys in this competition has pros and cons, which is why I put them in the tournament. Nobody's perfect. Like the Avatar of Cain has by far the highest weapon skill and great initiative, right? He's weapon skill 10. Everyone else will hit him on 4s, other than Karn, who hits everyone on 2s. So he's going to be in good shape, right? He'll be in good shape. But the thing is with the Avatar, though, is only has a 5-up invulnerable save because he's a demon. And he has no Eternal Warrior. So if he runs up against Swarmlord, or if he runs up against Drago, Dread Knight, he's dead. Or maybe dead. He'll have to put up a fight. But he'll get to go first, and he'll get to hit first. Maybe he'll do enough damage. But he's going to be in trouble, because he does not have Eternal Warrior. But he will put up a fight. Abaddon gets tons of attacks, but he's not at the highest strength. I think he's only strength like 5. 5 or 6. I think 5. But he has eternal. He has preferred enemy against Space Marines, and there's a few Space Marines in this tournament. Like there's Lysander, Drago, Belial, Dread Knight. So he'll be good. Swarmlord can actually do pretty well. He's gonna have problems against individuals that have Feel No Pain. Not Feel No Pain, that have Eternal Warrior, because the great thing about the Swarmlord is he's an AP2. He's an AP2 weapon that is instant death. But he has a great initiative, great weapon skill of 9. So he is going to be a one to fight as well. If he runs up against, again, Drago or Dread Knight, he'll have a problem because they have instant death weapons. Or, like, he's toughness 6. So he won't be that easy to kill. Goskal Thraka could even do well in this tournament. Maybe. He has Eternal Warrior. So he's not going to get forced weaponed. He has a 6-up Feel No Pain. And he can call the Wa, giving himself a 2-up Invulnerable save. So what we're going to do for that case is, I've been talking with people, getting advice about the face-off. And what I'm going to do is, when turns matter, i.e. psychic powers, and things like that, the Wa, I will include them. So he'll call the Wa on his turn, we'll roll off, so he goes first. And then he'll call the Wa probably as soon as possible. And then for the 2 rounds of combat, he gets a 2-up invul. And he has basically two rounds with his Strength 10 Power Claw to do as much damage to his opponent as he can before his opponent starts really hitting back, because he loses his invulnerable save. And yeah, that really sucks about him. He only no invulnerable save. So he just has a 6-up Feel No Pain to rely on. I think there's going to be some games where probably some people kill each other at the same time, which will be hilarious. Because a lot of people go at Initiative 1. How many people go at Initiative 1? Belial, Goskal Thraka, Gruk Face Rippa, Lysander. Alright, maybe not that many. Inquisitor Cotiez. Alright, not that many. But the thing is, though, if they get a wound, because all these weapons of theirs some of them are concussive because they're hammers, your opponents will go at the same time, Initiative 1, and then it will be just a gong show. It's going to be hilarious. That did happen a couple times in the Warp. I'm not going to ruin any specific battles, but certain battles ended up in draws, and that won't happen in this tournament. It just, the round counts as nothing, and we continue on, moving forward. And as I said, I'm very curious. I'm going to take a very scientific approach. I used random.org to assign, what I did was I simply took the list of the 16 models, organized alphabetically. And then all I did was use random.org, and using their numbers, because they were assigned a number between 1 and 16 based on their alphabetical order, I put them in, I drew their names, and that's it. And then that decided the tournament order. And I would have preferred, and the best part was, I didn't even have to rearrange anything. I was hoping that no one would face the same army round 1. I didn't want to see Eldar, I didn't want to see the Avatar fight the Wraith Knight round 1, because that knocks out Eldar out of, one of the Eldars out of the tournament immediately. I wanted each army to have equal right to be in this tournament. And I hate it when, teams, they fight, similar teams, they fight against each other and eliminate each other quickly. Now, it happens after round 1. It happens. But, what was I saying? So, yeah, no army is actually facing each other, the same army, round 1. So I can guarantee that, Karn the Betrayer is not fighting Abaddon round 1. Drago is not fighting the Dread Knight round 1. And it just happened that way. It was really cool. So, that was awesome. What else? Oh, I should talk about this. I don't know if the video is going to be up yet. Again, this is Thursday, but it hasn't been up yet. I'm probably going to announce it tomorrow, I think. I've come up with my own t-shirt line. So people, if you want to purchase a Mini Wargamer J t-shirt, go to miniwargamerj.spreadshirt.com. And in it, you will find some, I think, hilarious designs. I thought I represented myself well. And now the thing is, though, unlike, like, I know there's a couple other YouTubers out there, like Gaming with the Cooler and Chris. So Chris has the Way of the Brush t-shirts. I decided rather to go a symbol or a logo like that, I decided to go a bunch of things. I came up with so far 7 designs, and I'm going to add more over the next few months. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Like there's a t-shirt. One t-shirt is the J-Knight Army shirt. And what I did, like I've been wearing some of these shirts for a while, and people wanted to buy them. So I'm like, oh, I really should make a shop. So there's the J-Knight Army shirt and the Crazy Eyes shirt. There's 2 different Crazy Eyes shirts. One of them has eyes that look a little crazy, and the other one has the same eyes, but they're on dice, which are going to be reminiscent of the die that eventually I will make for my games. Just a sec. It's really hot in here. Well, not hot in here, but it's hot outside. You're okay. And yeah. So that's cool. I have, what other shirts? I Respect That. That was my favorite shirt. I just put the words I Respect That on shirts. People love it. There's the J face, which I put my likeness on a shirt. I felt really silly, but I love the fact that I have my face on a shirt and I have to wear it. But it just feels so weird to me having my face on a shirt that, there's the snow. It feels weird, but I thought it turned out cool. What other shirts did I make? I Respect That. Oh, Happy Painting. That was actually one of the shirts I was most proud of too. I really loved, it was a simple concept, but the word painting looks like it's smiling. You'll all see these tomorrow, right? Or today, depending on when this video goes up. But go check it out. I would, if you guys want to purchase shirts, it would be awesome. I would love to, go places and see people wearing my shirts. That would just be really cool. But yeah, so, and I just set the prices equal to like the mini wargaming t-shirts. Again, it's not a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. It's just people wanting me to do it for a while, and so I decided, okay, time to do it. I have a little time to do it this week, so I sat down, really made sure all my designs were good, or this week and last week technically, and yeah, it was a lot of fun making up my designs, and there's still a few more designs that I want to make that I just haven't had the time yet to make, but they'll come out in the future. It's not like a one-time limited run. I should make one limited edition shirt. That'd be kind of cool. One limited edition. You have like one day to buy it. And then it goes away. Forever. Or until someone recreates it. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, they're cool. I like them. They come in a wacky assortment of colors. I decided to have one fun colored shirt, so when I ordered the shirts, just to see how they look, I got one orange one. It's like bright orange. It's my Happy Painting shirt. Because I figured if one shirt said Happy Painting, it's the orange one. I might run out of glue. Oops. So that was cool. As I said, miniwargamerj.spreadshirt.com. Order a shirt. Spreadshirt's good. I've had some good results with Spreadshirt in the past. Like whenever I got the mini wargaming shirts, they were always good. They're from Spreadshirt. So that was exciting. It was really cool. I didn't know it. I didn't actually ever think I'd have I don't think it's a clothing line or anything, but it's a t-shirt line. And it's exciting. It's another cool way of expressing myself and having a good time and personalizing my content. This glue is really running on me. Yeah, I've been excited for a while to make my own content. And, not my own content, of course I make my own content, my own shirts. And eventually, I'm going to make my own dice. Well, not even eventually. It's going to be next couple weeks, I think. And the only problem, though, is I don't think I'm going to sell my dice. People want to buy. I've already been, you know, a lot of people have asked me, would I be willing to sell dice? And the only problem is, though, once I go from, like, an intermediate person, like, Spreadshirt, to me actually selling the dice, I don't know. I just, because I'd have to buy boxes, I'd have to ship it out. I could. I just don't know. Because it would add a lot of, you know, time. And I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see. I'd be curious, you know, I wouldn't be against selling dice. It just, you know what I mean? It becomes not a hassle, but just, I'd have to, you know, sell the dice and then, you know, maybe. But I have my dice design, and I've already contacted a couple different companies about making my own dice. Because here's what I would love to do, all right? I would love to get my own dice made just because, you know what, it's a nice way of personalizing my content, my battle reports. If I'm only using my dice, it looks great. Like it's really cool in battle reports when people use their own dice. It looks great, and again, it's just another way of personalizing my content. But I am thinking about maybe, like, because I'm going to Gen Con. So maybe I'll, like, walk around Gen Con and sell some dice or something. If people want to buy some Crazy Eyes dice from me, I'll bring to Gen Con and something. And Adepticon next year or something. That'd be cool. I don't even know how much I'd charge. Probably a little bit. I'd just round up whatever it cost. I don't really care about making a profit. You know, if it costs like 79 cents a dice, or like 69 cents a dice, I charge 70, or around, like, you know, make it an easy number. That was a mistake, what I just did. There we go. Done. Yeah. Sorry, Rubik just tripped the cord for a second. Yeah, as I said, my goal is to, if I made dice, I would sell them at, you know, just a rounded up value, so that I make, like, you know, 20 cents a dice. I don't care. I don't ever want to get rich at the hands of my viewers. You know, you guys support me. And just by watching my content, sharing, painting along in this video, you support me. Obviously, the Warp Heads support me as well. If you want to join the Warp, feel free. It's I love the channel. You know, at the beginning I felt guilty, honestly, charging people for the Warp, but the more content I put in, the better I feel about. Like, I don't feel any guilt about it anymore, because the content, I've put my heart and soul into a lot of that content. Because the amount of painting tutorials alone, very few channels have that many painting tutorials, and I know that, like, Mini Wargaming, I don't want to use them as the benchmark, but it's true. Like, they are the benchmark in a lot of ways. And they don't put any painting for free, versus I use my miniature painting 101s for free. And the miniature painting 101s, like, I filmed 90 of them so far. It's getting to the point where, obviously, I think there's more quick tips in the vault than miniature painting 101s, but I think I've actually way surpassed the number of painting tutorials that the vault has in the Warp. Because it's not a competition, obviously, but just for referencing points, because I have 50. This week I crossed 50 painting tutorials in the Warp. 50. Start to finish painting tutorials. And they aren't small models. Most of them aren't small models. Like, one or two of them are Space Marine tech. But the Wraith Knight's in there, the Dread Knight's in there, 3 Titans are in there. Done. You know, it's like it's a lot of good content, and obviously, as I said, if you don't want to subscribe to the Warp, or you can't, the downside to the Warp, in my opinion, is that it's not available in all countries. And that, like, when I started doing the paid channel, I talked to YouTube representatives through email, and not in person, but through email. I contacted them. I said, when do you think these markets will be in? And the one they thought would be really quick was Germany. They thought they'd have Germany by like last September, last October, early fall was when they thought Germany would be involved in the paid channels, and still isn't. And I'm dying to get into Germany because Germany is the largest country right now that my subscribers are in that I can't get into. And it's not my fault. You know, I wish I could. I really wish I could, but I can't. And I feel guilty because that's the downside to the warp, right? I just can't show them the content. And in that case, I feel like I'm almost, you know, not being prejudiced or anything, because I just, there's content that they will never have access to until they become available. But it's not my fault. But, you know, that I feel guilty about. You know? And it's only $6 a month, but it's not a lot. It really isn't. Versus other people like Miranda just did her you know, her Patreon as well. I have a Patreon account, but that's another thing. But her Patreon was crazily successful. That's the thing about our niche. I do think I am fortunate enough that I cover a popular game that I don't need. We all need our support. Everybody needs their support. But my content is relatively in a popular niche within the niche, you know. So some of my content actually gets views compared to the amounts, you know, like people who do Infinity Battle Reports don't get as many views as 40K. And so in the end, every one of us in our niche needs this. We all require the support of our viewers, and that's why you know, I'll never stop being grateful for my support. Like I will never feel, I will never stop feeling that I have the best subscribers in the world. I always feel that. Because you guys support me. And girls, obviously. But everyone supports me. And you all are the ones who keep me going. Right? I couldn't do this if I didn't have your support. You know, and yeah. That's why I'll always be grateful. You know, that's... But yeah, it's been a year, and that's the crazy thing is, it's been a whole year. Starting next week is the 1-year anniversary of the warp. And in 3 weeks is the 5-year anniversary? 4 or 5 year anniversary. Might be 5. Could be 4. I'll double check that one. Anniversary of me making YouTube videos for free. I started in June 14th was the date for the free content. And it's crazy how much I mean, you know, it was just me originally with a cheap camera, just filming like my granite paint, my levels of painting on my, it wasn't even painting tutorials originally. And then when I started doing painting tutorials, it was by picture, by camera. It was me and not my GoPro, what was that called? The Flip? Whatever those cameras called. What are they called? The ones that, they kind of went out of business. They were cool. The little cheap ones. Alright, so we've been going for about, I don't know, 35 minutes. And I'm already done. Oops! I guess I didn't give myself enough stuff to do today. Alright. That's okay. I have a backup. Toxic Green. I'll base you. I should have had you blackly primed already, but it's okay. Let's work on this. What was I saying? Yeah. So, that's life, you know. I'm going to keep working hard. My goal is to grow the warp. It's the best thing it's ever been, and every video I put in, the warp gets better. And better and better and better. Because the amount of heart and soul I put into it. Yeah. That's what I tell new YouTubers. If you wouldn't want to watch your content, don't put it out. You know? You gotta make content that you're proud of, that you yourself would want to watch. What else? Oh, the next video will be up probably on the weekend. I'm finishing up filming it as well. The next How to Play 40K. Last week's 40K did have an error, and it was unfortunate. Like, I said the wrong thing, but I put up the right information on the screen. But and I addressed it the very first thing I do in this week's episode of How to Play 40K. And it's by the way, this week's episode is covering template weapons and blast weapons. So I go into all the details on flamer templates, and then how to use blasts, and how to use barrage and what's the other term? The other thing as well. So that'll be good. The only thing is, I actually found out, I realized I don't use that many flamers in my armies, right? I don't have many. I really should have maybe painted up some Burnaboys or something. So I had to proxy plasma guns as flamers for my video. That's funny. But yeah, that was good. So that'll be done this weekend. I want to get that series going, you know, because I understand that time's kind of the essence. I've been not neglecting it, but I didn't have time for it. But I really want to get the series done before, you know, the next book comes out. It's already been a year. There's still many videos left. Next video is covering I'm debating the next video will either be vehicles or the assault phase. Because after this, I've already covered the shooting phase, you know, and then with template weapons, and that's good. And then yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it'll either be the assault phase or vehicles. Both of them are going to be complicated videos. 40K, gotta love it. Well, the assault phase actually isn't too bad. But, it'll be a video, a long one. The shooting video last week was like 30 minutes, 32 minutes long. This week's one won't be as long because it's just, you know, certain types. But, it's still a good, I think it's like 20 minutes. We'll see. But it'll be good. So I'm excited to get that one up as soon as possible. And what else? Oh yeah, there's a Codex review this weekend as well. I'm gonna be busy. It's gonna be a busy day. As the Cult Mechanicus Codex comes out on Saturday. So I gotta go, you know, order that one. They look cool. They're a cool looking army. I prefer Scutari, I think, in appear. I don't know. They're just both really interesting looking armies, but I really want them. They are an interesting faction. But of course, as I said, I have so many studio armies already. I already have Imperial Knights, Grey Knights, Dark Angels, Tyranids, Necrons, Orcs. Just a second, Rubik's barking. And we're back. Sorry, somebody was just walking by. Startled Rubik. Yeah, I've several studio armies. I don't feel right buying anymore. I want to. The next guys I'm going to buy is probably one more. I need to buy one more Imperial Knight so that I can run 4 for my army. I see the free people. There have already been 2 or 3 battle reports. 3, I think, so far. But they all ended up in the warp somehow. For Imperial Knights. And they're all good games. Really good games. Much, much closer than the one that I filmed at Mini Wargaming with poor Leland. There's a good chance I'm going to go down to, in a couple weeks, I'm going to go down and visit Doublet in Quebec. Hopefully that happens. I think it should. That'd be kind of cool. I'll bring my camera, of course, and film maybe a battle report or 2. Probably bring my Grey Knights, because they're easiest to transport. But, yeah, that'll be good. Bit of a drive. But, I did tell him that one day I would like to go up and visit him. And I keep my word. Like, one day I will eventually get to Australia and Britain. Commissions are coming along well. I finished several now. It's been good. Most of them have had the models get on the way back to them. Like this week's painting tutorial was actually a commission, so that's cool. A Raven Guard Contemptor Dreadnought. It's up in the warp. And painted a bunch of orcs for different people. And they coincidentally asked for very similar painting schemes. It's kind of cool. Orc basing. Right now I'm working on some Infinity guys. They're assembled and primed, and I just got to work on them. At one point, if I'm ever behind, I might just work on painting commissions while doing this, the painting with J's, but yeah. Another thing that people have been asking about me is Twitch. I don't think I'm going to do Twitch for a while. The live shows I might do. I might do the live show, but I don't think I'll be painting during the live show. I might just do like a Q&J kind of thing. I gotta get Q&J back as well. I've been just busy. Really busy working and filming. And so many things to film, you know. Working on my t-shirt line. MiniWargamerJ.spreadshirt.com. Adam, you missed a spot. Yeah. I'm just... busy bee. That's what happens when you're a one-man team and you put out, you know, so many videos a week. You're busy. But commission has been going well. I'm doing just small commissions, and I'm really enjoying it. If you're curious about a commission, contact me at commissions@jadedproductions.com. And yeah. But I'm doing small commissions, so specifically small ones. And it's been good because it's been nice to have a quick turnaround of models. Like I can paint. So far, the largest commission I'm doing right now is like 7 guys, and they're going to take me a few days because they're the Infinity guys. They're not like normal 40K stuff, but I'll have it done in about a week. But this time next week, I should be all done with my Infinity guys, and they'll be on their way back. And so that the person whose models they are, he didn't have to be away from the models too long. He didn't have to put up a lot of money for the commission because I'm only doing, small commission. It's only small amounts of money. and everyone wins. And I get the awesomeness of quick return to them and a quick turnover of guys, and I get to mix up the models I paint so that I'm not like it can get daunting and tiring sometimes painting up an entire army. Like I know because I've been painting Tyranids for the last like 5 months. And sometimes you're like, I don't really want to paint Tyranids today. So, but it's been really good. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it a lot. And the people really love their models, and that's what really counts, is that they really love their models in the end. If they love their models and they're going to be excited to use them in the battlefield, I've done my job correctly, to me. I don't paint to a show standard, I paint to a high tabletop standard. So most of the time, the models that I paint will end up on the battlefield, and that's awesome, because they deserve to be on the battlefield, because they're going to go and kick some butt. Yeah. Good stuff there. So I'm just going to paint the rims around these bases, probably. Lay that down, piece of paper or towel. Paint the rims just to get them nice and touched up. Rubik's barking again. So is Rubik getting bugged by another person? It's the time of year though, because our neighbors are frequently out doing like lawn work, and Rubik just doesn't like him apparently. He's a dog, you know. Obviously dogs bark, but I don't like him barking at the neighbors, because I don't want to be known as that neighbor with the very angry dog. That's this part. Anybody who comes here and meets Rubik, he has this bark, but the second you show him any love, he is just your best friend. But he's a funny dog. And Spock. I love the fact when Spock tries to act tough. He's an 8-pound miniature Dachshund. He's not very tough. No. Look at that. They're done. They're almost done. Things are good, people. More Tyranids that are painted up and looking good. I just like these new Hive Guard. I want to use them as much as possible over my old Hive Guard, because the old Hive Guard they're so front heavy, metallic, and ugh. Versus these guys, which they'll be nice and plastic and light, and they're going to be so much more fun to use in the battlefield. I'm hoping Tyranids get love in the next codex, but we'll see. So many codices. It's crazy. I remember back in the days where like 2 codexes a year or 3 would come out, and we're like, oh, a new codex, cool. Now it's like, new codex is done. What's next week? New codex. What? Yeah. Well, I think I'm about done. That's enough work for the day. I don't know what time we're at, because I've had to do this in so many takes. Oh, maybe I'll do the edge of this one first. And that's pretty good. Darn. That's to do. Yeah, I'm going to end it here probably, because this is all I've had to I gave myself to do, and I don't know how much time has elapsed, because I've taken so many takes to get Rubik. So let's end here now. So as always, thank you so much for painting along with me. I hope you got some stuff done and got some work done and listened to my rambling and had a great time. We're reading the world of unpainted models, people. I got that many more points of Tyranids painted, and I'm probably going to take a break from Tyranids, and depending on what's up, if maybe I'll paint some Space Marines starting next week, maybe I'll paint some Dark Angels, maybe I'll paint some orcs, some orc trucks or something. Yeah, I'll decide. It's all good. So thank you as always for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you want to check out my t-shirts, once again, miniwargamerj.spreadshirt.com. It'll be announced tomorrow, but it'll be good. Just if you want to, get a crazy ass t-shirt, it'd be pretty cool. So thank you as always for watching, but most importantly, thank you for subscribing and supporting me. It's really awesome of you. And until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting with Jay.